Hey everybody, I'm Greenhavak,
And I'm Cynize.
and this is ESHQ's. Good luck, have fun.
Justice reigns from above.
No one can hide from my sight.
友人の剣をくれ
Cheers, love! The cavalry's here!
And welcome everybody to Good Luck, Have Fun, where we're going to be giving you our picks for who's winning today in the Overwatch League. Today is the third day of the third week, and oh boy, does it start off big.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be so much fun.
This is the day kicks off, and we're going to get right into this. This day kicks off with a game to watch. The Seoul Dynasty versus the New York Excelsior.
I can't wait to hear who you think is going to win. But before that, give me some pros and some cons of Dynasty.
Pros and cons of Dynasty. So pros of Dynasty, they have all the pros of a top flight team, but specifically, Fleta is showing a way to stand out and be an MVP on an MVP squad. I feel like there's highlight reel material from in every game, in every map, in every round. Fleta does something that makes you go, oh, did he just do that? And so for me, I mean, Fleta is going to be my big pro because he clashes up against Pine at least at some point in this. And you know what? If Seoul Dynasty pulls Fleta for whatever map Pine is thrown in, I will be so upset because I want to see Fleta v Pine because I'm pretty sure the world wants to see Fleta v Pine.
Oh, yes.
So
please.
con-wise, I would say the Seoul Dynasty can be a little, in comparison to the other top teams, can be a little toothless when it comes to trying to take that last little 10% of a map, the last 3 meters, the last, 3%, that last little inch. I feel like they can lack teeth sometimes. And I'm going to kind of seamlessly transition into the pro of New York Excelsior, because one of the pros of New York Excelsior is their mechanical skill and just the raw power that most of their lineup brings. And so I feel like if there's any team that can punish Seoul Dynasty's slightly, and again, only for their own standards, lackluster ability to finish off a map, I think it's going to be the New York Excelsior because they just have the mechanical skill to go, no.
Right. Yeah. Those are great points. Oh, my goodness. This is going to be an exciting game to watch.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? If I had to pick a con,
Oh, please.
the big thing I would say for New York, the big con is squad adaptability. They've been doing great, and they have been, only dropping a few maps really. But I feel like they allow things to get closer than they need to be because of just the teamwork not quite being on that razor's edge, their adaptability being questionable at times, and strategically them just not being that top flight team. So I feel like con-wise they could, if you allow Seoul Dynasty in the door, Seoul Dynasty is going to kick the door in.
Sure.
So
Sure.
That would be the con for the New York Excelsior.
Now, who do you have winning this spectacular game?
You know what? I actually have the upset happening. I have this going to overtime. I have it going to overtime. I have it going 2-3 to the New York Excelsior.
Oh, wow.
And you know what? It's funny. I actually don't have... If I had to pick the way this map would,
Sure.
I'm going to go ahead and say New York Excelsior, take map 1. And take map 2.
Okay. All right.
Come out the gates hot. Fleta gets the best of Pine and shuts Pine down on map 3, the control point.
Sure.
Where New York's been looking great.
Mm-hmm.
Seoul takes the latter 2 maps. They go to overtime where Pine gets his revenge. That's the narrative.
All right.
You know what? Gives me goosebumps thinking about it happening that way, but I got to ask, where do you see this game going?
The complete reverse. It's going to be close, but I've seen Dynasty play on these tie-breaking matches, and they are just so dominant. Absolutely dominant. The type of map, they just have it down to a science.
That's very fair. That's incredibly fair, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So you have it going
3-2 in Dynasty.
Okay. All right. So our second game of the day is the Shanghai Dragons battling the Philadelphia Fusion. So gotta ask, what are some pros and cons? Well, you know what? We've talked a lot about the pros and cons
really have.
For the Shanghai Dragons.
And really, we don't have much else to say. They're an improving team. They need to do better. They have the potential, but there's really, unless they show us something new, then we'll basically have nothing else to say about them.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask you this then, though. If you had to pick, who is the game opener? Who's the person who's going to make the difference for the Shanghai Dragons? Who's the player to watch for the Shanghai Dragons if they're going to have a chance against the Philadelphia Fusion?
I mean, that's an easy one. Undead, 100%. If Undead can come out swinging and show that he is more than what he has been showing, then Fusion are going to be flipped around 180s. Like, whoa, we got to actually take this team seriously. Because if they don't take this team seriously, Undead can take control of their team and crush them. If he can do that with 5 King, if 5 King and Undead and MG, what a wonderful tank he is. I've seen some excellent plays. And if they can all work together, they can actually take a couple of maps and maybe this entire match.
So you're saying if they need to be on at the same time.
That's right. I've seen them on and off, but never at the same time.
Okay, I like that. And what about for the Philadelphia Fusion? What's the thing to watch out for?
You know, I really, because they weren't in the preseason, it was really hard to get a handle on them. But with their just ability to create chaos, I love it. They do create chaos, and it could be because of the lack of communication or the simplistic way they communicate. Really, a lot of the times, they are in a team game, but it's a lot of one-on-ones, and they're all playing their own game well.
Well, you know what? And we said this against for their game against the Gladiators. They have a way of going in and just kind of headbutting the other team.
That's right.
So I like that. I like that a lot. Moving into our final game. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Hold on.
That's right.
We got to do our predictions. This would not be a prediction show if we didn't do our predictions. So let me ask you, where do you see this game going?
You know what? I don't think MG, Undead, and everyone is going to be on the same page. They might be able to take one in the end, but they aren't going to take the match. Fusion is going to win 3-1.
3-1. Okay. See, for me, I really think Philadelphia plays a very punishing style with that headbutt strategy. I have them going 4-0. I've done a lot of 4-0s this week.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stick to my guns. Philadelphia versus Shanghai Dragons taking it 4-0.
That is fair.
So now we move on to our final game of the match, or of the day, sorry. The Dallas Fuel versus the San Francisco Shock.
That's right. This game is going to be fun. It's going to be a fun game. Anyone can win. But based on the previous 2 weeks, you know, I have some interesting comments on that. We have Fuel in the previous weeks taking on 4 of the top tier teams. They were so unlucky in getting these opponents.
Well, here, let me ask you this, though.
Yeah.
So they played some top tier opponents.
Oh, yeah.
We had to see some cons out of this roster then. What are some of their cons?
You know, some of the cons for Fuel, losing XQC, right?
Oh, that's a big one.
That's a pretty big one. And really, how is that going to affect the dynamic on the team? You know, are they going to be able to fill that point? Because he was such a great player. Fantastic, really. I mean, he has some of a ego issue, you know, pride issue and all that, but he's a great player. He was part of the team, and losing him is huge. Absolutely huge.
Well, it definitely makes him a little more predictable.
Oh, yeah.
Who's going to be playing where and what.
It's going to be simplifying their strategies, simplifying what they do. I mean,
which is something that Baby Bay could actually take a pretty big advantage of. So that's actually a bigger con than I think a lot of people may even be realizing is, I mean, that's a great point, is missing out on XQC, limiting that flexibility, and that just makes the standing pro that is Baby Bay can carry a game for the San Francisco Shock even more prevalent in this matchup. Do you have any other cons for the Dallas Fuel?
Really, I don't really have any more cons just because they versed top tier teams, and they were just outplayed mechanically.
That's fair. I mean, it's hard to be too critical when you're playing against some of the best.
Yeah, that's right. And really, this game is going to be one of the first games where we get to see what the Fuel are actually made of, where they stand. Are they a mid-tier team? Are they actually a low-tier team at where they sit out right now? So we'll see. We'll see.
All right, I'm excited. So let me ask you this. Obviously, Baby Bay's the big pro.
That's right.
Are we seeing any additional noteworthy cons from the San Francisco Shock that we want to mention?
You know, they really do like the dive. They've shown that they can do that. They can work with it. They like creating chaos. I don't know if that's going to bite them in the butt or not. Will they be able to transfer away from that? Really, their mechanical skill. Is it up to par with the Fuel? Is it up to par with the mid-tier teams? Did they get lucky with their wins? Really, this game is going to kind of solidify where these two teams are going to be.
Yeah, at least moving forward through stage one, this could be a very telling game.
That's right.
So let me ask, who do you have it going to?
Because I think that Fuel is a better team than what they've shown. And because they've been versing the higher tier teams, I think they're going to be able to play on a level that Shock isn't ready for. Shock is going to be able to take one from them using, you know, some awesome skills, but it's going to be 3-1 Dallas Fuel.
3-1 Dallas Fuel. I think it's fair. I went 3-2 Dallas Fuel. And the reason I went 3-2 is just because I feel like I want to give Baby Bay that credit that he can win 2 of these maps. I want to say that he can tie this series up, and I just think that going into that final game, Dallas is going to go, look, Baby Bay's clearly winning this game. We have to hit him hard.
Yep.
And there's still just only so much San Francisco can do to give him the space that he needs. So
that's right.
That is where I see that going. So this wraps up day 3 of week 3. And until we see you again, good luck. Have fun. If you like this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe and join the conversation down in the comments. It really helps us out a lot. And if there's any other content you would like to see from us, make sure to let us know because we're all ears here at ESHQ.